for loop in Python. In this lesson, I will explain the functioning of for loop step by step. Without further delay, let me start with the syntax of for loop. The first type of for loop uses a variable to iterate over a sequence. I have already put here two lists, lx and ly. I will use a variable x to iterate or go over one by one elements of the first list. For that, the syntax is for x in lx followed by colon and then the body of the for loop. For now, I am just going to use a simple print statement. Print x. And when I run this, it simply goes ahead and prints out one element at a time. This means that x is assuming the value of the indexes one at a time, and then next we are printing the value of that x. That's why we see all these values printed one by one. Next, if I want to say if x equal to, let us say 45, then I don't want to do anything and continue operation or the working of the program. So for that, I'll simply use a continue statement. And we will proceed further. So let me clear this and run it again. As you can see, 45 gets skipped. And if I replace the keyword continue with the break keyword and rerun this, this will result in the for loop getting broken as soon as x gets the value 45. So when I run it, this is what I get: 10, 20, 30 and 40. Next, let me demonstrate how a nested for loop works. For this, I am going to put a for loop inside the external loop. Here I am going to use another variable y, say in ly colon print whatever is the value of x and value of y. In fact, let me do it better. Print, let us say, the product of x, comma, and y is among x star y. Let me run this code and you can see the product of 10 and 1 is 10, 10 and 2 is 20, 10 and 3 is 30, 10 and 4 is 40, 10 and 5 is 50, 10 and 6 is 60 and so on. So what is happening is for each value of x, it goes and multiplies by each element of y and then the same sequence repeats. So this is a nested loop. Next, if we want to operate on both the lists at the same time, we would use a zip method. For that, the syntax is going to be for x, y in zip lx, ly, and then we can simply say, okay, forgot the colon, print about x star y. Let me clear this and rerun it, and you can see the numbers getting multiplied. 10 multiplied by 1, 20 multiplied by 2, 30 by 3, and so on. So this is how we operate on two lists simultaneously using the zip method. Now moving on to the other way that the for works, the syntax for that is, let us say, for x in range. Right? And here we'll say 5. Print x. We clear this. So what this means is, it is going to start with a value which is 0 and go all the way to whatever we have put in the range minus 1. So 5 minus 1 is 4. That is why it iterated from 0 to 4 and printed those out. Now if I modify this and put a starting value, right, for example 1 to 5, then it will iterate from, instead of starting from 0, it will start from 1 and go all the way from to 5 minus 1. So it will be printing 1 to 4. There you have it. Now let me further expand this example, and let's say the starting value is 10 and the ending value is, let's say, 20. This is how it would look like. Now if I have another element to it and say 2, that means this indicates that I want to increment the loop variable by 2 rather than default value of 1. If I run it, this is what I get: 10, 20, 14, 16 and 18. I could do the same using a increment of 5. When I run it, this is what I get. Okay. So that is the discussion about for loops in Python.